If I told you that you have been using artificial intelligence every single day for the past 10 years, would you believe me? You have. Every time you unlock your phone with your face, every time Google finishes your sentence, every time Netflix somehow knows you want to watch another true crime documentary at 2 in the morning. But if AI is already everywhere, why does it feel like something brand new just showed up and changed everything? That is what we are going to figure out today. What AI actually is. Not the sci-fi version, not the marketing version, the real thing. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Frederick Lindstrom, and I have spent over 25 years in cybersecurity and technology. I have spent my career on the front lines of technology risk. For over 2 decades, I have helped organizations navigate the real-world consequences of adopting new technology, not just the exciting parts, but the parts that keep executives up at night. The data breaches, the compliance failures, the vendor promises that did not survive contact with reality. That background is exactly why I started this channel. Because when I look at AI right now, I see the same patterns I have seen with every major technology shift in my career. Enormous potential, real breakthroughs, and risks that most people are not talking about yet. I have evaluated AI tools at the enterprise level, where a wrong decision does not just waste money, it exposes millions of people to real harm. And I can tell you from experience, the gap between what AI vendors promise and what AI actually delivers is something every person needs to understand, not just executives, everyone. Now, one more thing before we get started, and I am going to be upfront about this because honesty is kind of the whole point of this channel. The character you are looking at right now is not what I look like in real life. This is a stylized avatar. I designed it using Apple's Image Playground, and it is animated using an AI tool called HeyGen. My voice is real. My words are real. My 25 years of experience are very real. But the visual, that was made by AI. Why? Because this is a channel about AI, and I believe in showing you what these tools can actually do, not just talking about them. Consider this your first live demo. You are watching an AI-generated character animated by AI, delivering real expertise about AI. And if that feels a little meta, good. That means you are already paying attention. That is what we are here for. Here is the situation. In the last 2 years, AI went from something most people had never thought about to something your boss, your kids, and your aunt at Thanksgiving all have opinions about. And that is actually a problem. Because when everyone has an opinion, but almost nobody understands the basics, you get 2 extremes. On one side, you have people who think AI is going to solve every problem humanity has ever faced. On the other, people who think it is going to end civilization by Thursday. The truth, as usual, is somewhere in the middle. And that is exactly what this channel is about. Every episode, we are going to show you the genuine promise of AI and the real risks. No hype, no fear. Just honest explanations you can actually use. Before we get into what AI actually is, I want to show you something. Because this is not the first time a technology showed up and split the world into believers and skeptics. This exact pattern, the wild promises, the real breakthroughs, and the risks nobody wanted to talk about, has played out at least twice in our lifetime. Let us start with the internet. In the early 90s, the promise of the internet was breathtaking. Instant access to all human knowledge, a global community that would erase borders, education transformed, democracy strengthened, commerce without friction. And honestly, a lot of that was delivered. You can learn almost anything online, you can buy almost anything, you can talk to almost anyone, anywhere. And it did not just deliver new capabilities, it changed the speed of everything. A product launch that used to take months could happen in a week. A news story that used to travel in a day traveled in seconds. Businesses that used to compete locally were suddenly competing globally overnight. The internet did not just connect the world, it accelerated it. But here is what almost nobody warned you about. That same acceleration works in both directions. The same speed that lets a startup reach 1 million customers in a month also lets a data breach expose 1 million records in an hour. Misinformation that used to take weeks to spread now goes viral before anyone can fact check it. Cyber attacks move at machine speed, and the companies and regulators responsible for protecting you, they are still operating at human speed. The promise was real. but the risks were just as real, and they moved faster than anyone was prepared for. Then it happened again with cloud computing. The promise: you would never need to buy a server again. Everything scales on demand. Pay only for what you use. Your data is safe because the biggest companies in the world are protecting it. And again, a lot of that was delivered. Cloud computing genuinely transformed how businesses operate. And the speed promise was even bigger this time. Need to spin up 1,000 servers for a product launch? Done in minutes, not months. Need to deploy an update to customers worldwide? Push a button. Cloud computing turned infrastructure into something you could scale at the speed of ambition. But that speed cuts both ways. A single misconfiguration can expose millions of customer records before your security team even gets an alert. Costs that were supposed to be flexible spiral, 30% past budget because usage scales faster than anyone tracks it. And when a major cloud provider goes down and they do every business relying on them goes down at the same time, instantly. The blast radius of a single failure went from one company to thousands of companies in seconds. Vendor lock-in, data sovereignty, concentrated risk. These are not hypothetical problems. They are the reality businesses are living with right now. Sound familiar? Throughout our history, when a technology revolution arrives, the promises are real. The breakthroughs are real. Everything gets faster, including how fast things can go wrong. But the risks show up later, quietly, and by the time most people notice, they are already living with the consequences. That is why this channel exists. And that is exactly the lens we are going to use today as we answer the most basic question: what is AI? Artificial intelligence, at its core, is software that learns from patterns in data and uses those patterns to make predictions or decisions. That is it. That is the whole thing. Let me say it again because this single sentence will save you from 90% of the confusion out there. AI is software that learns patterns from data and uses them to make predictions or decisions. It is not a brain. It is not conscious. It is not magic. It is extremely sophisticated pattern matching. And that sounds underwhelming until you realize how powerful pattern matching actually is. Let me show you 3 examples you already use. Example 1, your email spam filter. Every day, Gmail or Outlook looks at incoming messages and predicts whether each one is real or junk. It learned this by analyzing billions of emails. It spots patterns, certain phrases, sender behaviors, formatting tricks. It gets it right about 99% of the time. That is AI. Example 2, Google Maps. When it tells you that your drive will take 23 minutes, it is not guessing. It is analyzing real-time traffic data, historical patterns for that route at that time of day, and data from other drivers on the road right now. It learned from billions of trips. That is AI. Example 3, Netflix recommendations. When it suggests a show you end up loving, it is not because a person at Netflix watched everything and picked one for you. It analyzed your viewing history, compared it to millions of other viewers with similar patterns, and predicted what you would enjoy. That is AI. Those are small examples. But the same principle, learning patterns from data, is being used right now to do things that genuinely matter. AI is helping doctors catch cancers in medical scans that human eyes miss. It is detecting credit card fraud in milliseconds. It is predicting crop failures from satellite imagery so farmers can act before they lose a harvest. This is not hype. This is pattern recognition applied at a scale and speed that humans simply cannot match. And it is already saving lives and money. Now, here is the part that most AI channels skip, the risks. And I do not mean robots taking over the world. I mean the real practical risks you face right now. Risk number 1, AI does not understand anything. Remember, it is pattern matching. It does not know what an email is. It does not know what traffic is. It has no idea what a movie is about. It just spots patterns. And that means it can be spectacularly confidently wrong. Let me show you. I just asked ChatGPT a simple factual question, and it gave me an answer that sounds completely authoritative but is partially wrong. It did not say it was guessing. It did not add a disclaimer. It just stated incorrect information as fact. This is called a hallucination, and it happens all the time. Risk number 2, the AI label is slapped on everything. And I mean everything. Right now, you can buy an AI-powered toothbrush, an AI-powered water bottle, and an AI-powered mattress. I am not making this up. Most of these products are using basic sensors and simple algorithms that have existed for decades. But slap AI on the label and suddenly you can charge 3 times the price. This matters because when everything claims to be AI, nothing means anything. And that makes it harder for you to identify the tools that are actually useful. Risk number 3, bias. If AI learns from data and the data reflects historical biases, the AI will reproduce those biases. This is not a theoretical problem. AI hiring tools have been shown to discriminate against women. AI facial recognition is significantly less accurate for people with darker skin. The patterns are in the data, and the AI learns them without any concept of fairness. So where does AI actually sit on our promise and risk meter? Right about here, slightly toward the promise side. AI is genuinely one of the most important technologies of our lifetime. The pattern recognition capabilities are real. The applications are real. The benefits are real. But it is not magic. It does not think. It does not understand. It can be wrong, biased, and overhyped. And if you do not understand what it actually is, you cannot tell the difference between a useful AI tool and an overpriced toothbrush. That is what this channel is for. Here are 3 things you can do this week. 1, open your phone settings and look at which apps use AI features. You will be surprised how many already do. 2, the next time someone tells you a product is AI powered, ask yourself, is this really learning from patterns in data, or is it just a regular piece of software with a fancy label? 3, try asking Chat, GPT, or Claude a factual question about something you already know well. See how it does. Check for errors. Start building your instinct for when AI gets it right and when it gets it wrong. Next week, we are taking a trip through the history of AI. And here is the thing most people do not realize. We have been promised transformative AI before, multiple times. And every single time, the hype collapsed into what researchers call an AI winter, a period where the funding dried up and people stopped believing. So what is different this time, and could it happen again? That is next week on Promise and Risk of AI. If this video helped you understand AI even a little bit better, hit subscribe. And in the comments, tell me, before today, what did you think AI was? I read every single comment.